So previously, because it's been a while, on Shadow of the Dragon Queen, war has come to your slice of Ansalon. The whole continent has been invaded by, as far as you can tell, dragon armies. So you've heard tell of green, black, blue dragon armies. You have personal knowledge of a red dragon army that swept across Hinterland and Westland and into Nightland, where you currently are. You've managed to run away from the Red Dragon Army and rescue the village of Vogler and find refuge at the city of Calaman. At Calaman, you have joined the Calaman militia. You've become kind of sort of like a task force, a special task force. What I'm going to do, if you'll forgive me, gentlemen, is I'm going to stretch your narrative by 2 weeks. Everything that you've done so far, I'm just going to include bits that we haven't gone through, but you've done. So you've been working for Darrett, who was the squire of Becklin. Becklin died at the siege of Vogler. He's kind of your handler. Raven. It used to be Mayor Raven, now just Raven, and the Vogler regulars have become a force under Darrett as well. And also, you met up with Cudgel and the Ironclad Regiment on one of your forays. While you've been going out, you've done scout missions, rescue missions, infiltration missions. You're becoming quite well known. And over the past 2 weeks, you've been conducting these missions. You've been going out with Raven, with Cudgel. They've been involved in larger skirmishes with you. And where I'm going to put you today is you're just getting back from your last mission. And the mission itself was just sort of a search and like a reconnaissance mission is the best way to describe it. You've spent 5 days out in the wilderness with not much food, not much sleep, and you're absolutely shedded to find nothing of interest. So you briefly report back to Darrett, and you can see you're knackered. Just of note, you've got Calaman in front of you, if you remember Calaman on map tools. Calaman that survived the cataclysm. Strong walls, and the Calaman itself has a good army. There's still no reports that the Dragon Army have approached, but Darrett's will thank you for what you've done in your recent messaging. He'll say, "Right, go and get your heads down, lads." Right, so I know I'm rushing this a little bit, so yeah, we can get on to what we're doing. So you go back. Churt's who was Arthas's manservant, his dwarf manservant, if you remember. And since you've managed to get a little bit of revenue behind you, he's the what was your? We didn't give it a name, did we, Mark? It's Scalebane Keep was your other one. This is sort of.
Was the other one. No, we didn't give the house a name, so it'd be Scalebane Manor.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. That sounds a bit Bruce Wayne-ish as well. So Scalebane Manor. It's I mean, from what the last few times that you've been, Churt's had plasterers in. He's and he will say to you that most of the work that's been done, he's insisted on paying people, but the people of Calaman know what's happening now, and they know what you guys are doing. So bread turns up every day. You get fresh eggs every day, and it's all because people know what you guys are doing for the city. But Mark would know this, and occasionally it would be towards Kel as well. You get the old Jerboa salute. You know, when people look around, is anyone looking? No. And they give you the old Knight of Solamnia suit.
Nice
salute. So, first thing in the morning, bacon's on, eggs are cooking. A runner arrives from Darrett, and it's an apologetic letter saying, "At your earliest convenience, unfortunately, your next mission's come up straight away. Can you make your way to Castle Calaman?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So, finish your breakfast. Sam says no.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
I've decided, Dave, that I actually want to go for a horse ride.
Are you going to make me role play a horse?
Have you been watching how to be one of the most annoying D&D players? Because there's a video of 10 people. One of them is the one that blatantly wants to do the thing that the dungeon master obviously doesn't want them to do, and makes them role play out every last bit of it.
Now I need to see this video.
Is that the D&D Shorts one?
I don't know what it was from. It was just like the 10 worst top player types in Dungeons and Dragons or something like that.
It'll be short, won't it?
Yeah, he's funny. He is. I quite like it.
Yeah, I watched it for its amusement. It was funny.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume that you're going then, Sam, and you were just being facetious. Yeah. Have you? Because you leveled up to level 5 last time. Are all your characters sorted?
You said I had spells that I've had a look, and I've got no. It's not asking me to add any more.
Yeah, if you go to manage spells.
Right, manage spells. I'm there. And it says prepared spells 10.
Yeah, if you go not prepared, is it? There's another setting for add spells.
I might, however, have a
you had 3 or 5 when I looked.
Known spells. Yeah, I've got it now.
Yeah.
So I know 31. I've prepared 3 or 5. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Right. Okay.
Right. Well, before I learn spells, we'll find out what they wanted to do.
Good idea, Mark. Yeah. So you arrive at Castle Calaman. If you remember, on the picture that you've got, this is the campaign picture of Calaman. Again, I love this piece of artwork. It is amazing. I mean, the water, the dogs, everything. It's one of those that sort of draws you in. So this is Castle Calaman, which, if it wasn't part of the city, would be an imposing fortress anyway, on top of a hill. So you rise up, circle round. You get these surreptitious salutes as you go. Even if it's not that, you get the occasional nod or a Calamanese salute. You walk into it's Pat. If you remember, I'm just going to briefly remind you of the names. So you've got Governor Miat, who's in charge. You've got a council of tradesmen who are all there. Bakaris has still managed to worm his way in there. So Lord Bakaris is now looks like he's part of the council. And then you've got Marshal Vendry, who is the woman that leads the forces. Next to her office is Darrett's office, and Darrett meets you outside, and he's just about to leave, and he'll say, "Oh, gentlemen," and he's got that glow about him. He's still got that boyish charm about him. Very briefly, as he greets you all, thanks for coming so quickly, and then straight away he goes into business mode. Listen, I'm gonna have to leave you to it. Between you and me, Lord Bakaris is. Well, I need to go. But we've got a mission for you. Raven's inside. She'll explain most of it for you. But it's an outpost to the south. It's been taken by the Dragon Army forces. We need you guys to do something about it. Gotta go. I've got to go. I'll see you soon. And he goes. Thanks very much. So as you walk into the room, Raven's there. So you've been on missions for Raven. Raven has changed a lot since...
She was the mayor, wasn't she?
She was, yeah. Since you fled from Vogler. She's now permanently a chainmail suit, shield on the back, sabre at her hip. She looks like she's been through the wars recently, scar running down the left-hand side of her face, and she looks up, brightens as you arrive, and she'll say, Arthas, because I've got to remind myself of your names, it's been that long since we played. Arthas, Kel, Leggit and Nordan, thanks for coming. I hate to say it, but I really need your help with this guys. Marshal Vendry's given us a task through Darrett that I just can't cope with. My regulars are not up to this task, but come in. So she shows you in. And she will tell you that there was an outpost to the southwest. So what I'll do, just so you've got a complete picture, I'll show you where it is on your player's map. So she's pointing here. You can see that?
Yep.
Southeast of Calaman. Yeah, it's about 24 to 20, around 30 miles, just shy of 30 miles southeast, over the ford, over the rivers. An outpost known as Wheelwatch Outpost. This here is the border of Estwild. This is your county is Hinterland here. Nightland here. Hinterland's to the north. Wheelwatch Outpost is on the border of Estland, and it supplies all of the border patrol forces with food, munitions, everything. Even replacement troops all go through Wheelwatch Outpost. It has been recently taken by the Dragon Army forces. That's a bit of fan background there, Andy. Sorry, dude.
Made it worse. Look, Andy, you just suffer in silence, mate, all right?
Sorry, dude.
Hey, all right. Any better?
The lighting does make you look immensely cool, though, like some sort of General Zod or Jedi type person.
Yeah, well, I kind of I chose this lighting initially for Valkyne. It's quite dark, mysterious, rogue type, so it kind of fits the character.
It's
Just
definitely
continued it.
fulfills. So how much brighter? It seems to be much brighter today. I think it's bulb related. I need to have a. Does anyone else look like I've got a whiter patch there?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Defo, yeah.
That's sunful. I hate weather. I've not looked in the mirror for days.
I'm glad it's not just me, Mark. I go quite often without looking in the mirror. It's always a bit of a shock when you do eventually look.
Exactly what I'm going to see. So what's the point?
Yeah. Right, so there's Wheelwatch Outpost. So she goes on to tell you that. Go on, Mark, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, I've zoomed in on the map. There doesn't appear to be any roads. Is there a road straight there, or would it be a cross-country road?
There is, yes. There aren't roads on this whole map, so you're just going to have to envisage a road that crosses. It's a ford crosses over, so there isn't a bridge necessarily. So it is difficult terrain. What she will tell you is that the fort itself has. Actually, no. She will tell you first that it's on open ground. And the northwest tower is a watchtower which has a commanding view of the surrounding land. All four corners. In fact, the other thing that she tells you is because this used to be occupied by Calaman's forces, she does have a rough map which someone has drawn up for her. And this I nicked off the internet. Because if I give you the actual map, it's a little bit too revealing. So this is what's in front of you now on a piece of paper. So what she's going to tell you is this is the tall northwest guard tower. This is, in fact, I'm going to start with the walls. Here, now bear with me here. So here, both west and east, there and there are just solid blocks of stone. The guard tower in these corners and there, the ground floor is just solid block of stone. Prison, storage, stables, kitchens, they're all wooden roofed buildings inside. Here, you've got a U-shaped building on the first floor and then barracks first floor. That's the first floor onto the wall. This guard tower goes. It's a block that goes up first. First story is a watch house, and then that goes up to a second story. That's the biggest building in the whole of the outpost. These are just 2-story with the solid block in between. So this is how you get up. The ramp swings round, and then you have access to the guard towers. The doors, north and south, are controlled with gate controls, and she does know that the Calaman forces inserted a lock on these gate controls until you unlock. It's like sort of like a wheel clamp type thing. So you've got a clamp that you need to release to then spin round. As far as they know, the people that fled, it was still in good repair, but it will take you about a minute to open. What Raven wants you to do is to somehow infiltrate. She knows you guys have got special abilities. You've got things that you can do that no one else can do, and hold the gate open. She and her men are going to camp about a mile away. These are young, fit fighters. They can get there. I mean, it's not exactly a 4-minute mile in full plate armor, but they're going to go relatively light. You need to give them 5 minutes to get to the gate. Then they can hold it, and then all of the forces can flood through. She doesn't know how many people, how many of the Dragon Army forces are inside. So after discussing all this with you, Raven simply looks up and say, "Can you help?"
Of course.
I'm sure we can come up with something.
Do you know what I mean? I won't say that.
Any support I can offer you, I can give you. My lads, they're good lads, they're fighters, but they haven't got skills that you guys possess.
Do we have
Is there any sort
a
of
catapult?
Left that in Vogler.
is there any sort of weakness to the walls anywhere? You know,
The short answer is no. Unfortunately, it's a solid brick built building, stone built building.
Do however
from
have-
Helm's Deep.
Well, it's open. It's open north and south, so there are 2 ways in.
we do, however, have a fair few at this point sets of Dragon Army armor. We've been collecting them, if you recall. I've got a note somewhere as to actually how many we should have. I don't know whether we'd be able to pass Leggit off as a Dragon Army soldier, but the rest of us could probably pass off quite
He's
easily.
really small, so we can just put him in something.
I was about to say, you can probably fit me inside your Dragon Army. Yeah, it's going to need a stealthy / deceptive approach, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
But we definitely got 2 because I remember we've been saving them for ages, and but we're trying to equip everyone with armors. We've been taking the swords and everything, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been
You have. In fact, I'll tell you that you have at least 5 suits of black chainmail emblazoned with the symbol of Takesis, which was you got from the Hobgoblin fight.
Yeah.
Chert, as you were walking through Scalebane Manor, he's actually acquired mannequins, and they're all clean, set up.
Nice.
I was going to. I suppose I'll suggest that if they can get me in the stealthiest of them all, and then perhaps action somewhere else, I can hold the gate. Perhaps.
The other thing, in terms of the sets of armor, do they have any officers' markings on them at all, or are they all?
No. All of the armor that you have, it indistinguishable. They're either all officers or all foot troops.
Yeah.
Is it? What type of armor is it?
It is chainmail, so heavy armor. I think chainmail comes under heavy, doesn't it?
does, yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
don't forget-
extra
tall
what I'm
are
wearing,
the
so
walls?
I can easily swap and not have to change anything.
Sweet.
Set it
So,
up.
so just mechanically, I know. I mean, you probably all know this. I don't know if you would, Andy, but you can all don armor. You can put it on, but if you're not proficient with it in a spellcaster, you can't cast spells. But you can all wear it.
How tall are the walls, Dave?
Say again, sorry.
How tall are the walls?
The walls.
Yeah, how tall are they? Yeah.
The walls are up to the crenellation. So this is all crenellated parts of the tower. That's 20 feet. Further than that, each.
Levitate you.
We got any like grappling hooks?
I can levitate.
But
We
it's on
can
open.
get one before
but
we
it-
go.
It's on
I'm
open
sure.
ground, so getting close to the walls unseen isn't going to be easy. Whereas we can effectively just don their armor, maybe even try. Can we get round the outpost, Dave?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
potentially try and take a really wide berth, come from the opposite side of Calaman, wearing armor.
I'm down with giving that a go. What I'll also do, Dave, if we can, before we set off, is just get some sort of old sackcloth or something. Just cover the Solamnic heraldry on my shield and daub it with something that'd be more dragon army.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
I think I will have to do this magically rather than wear the armor. Because if I put on that armor,
can you do minor illusion? That can.
I can
that's
alter
only a minute.
self.
Oh, that's even better. That lasts a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, because if I wear the armor, I can't use magic
Yeah.
until I've taken it off, and I'm pretty sure heavy armor is like 5 or 10 minutes with assistance or something silly.
I think it probably is.
It's not a quick whoop surprise.
But also, as well, if we get recognised, we can still levitate. You can still levitate, or we can climb the walls if we need to.
Yeah. I reckon we do that. If we get you change self, alter self on, we can probably pull a Chewbacca with Leggit and pretend that he's tied up, but he's not really, and have him on a rope. So we caught this Kender stealing. Thought we'd bring him in. We could do that. Unless they want to then execute him, which would be harsh. We'd have to sort of, give ourselves away really quickly.
Yeah, I can hold alter self for an hour. But obviously, once something happens, I'm going to lose it because it's a concentration spell. So
Yeah.
I can do it for an hour, so we can do it an hour short.
But we've got horses, so an hour out from the outpost. Do you know what I mean? We've got plenty of time to be able to cast it and get in.
Yeah, but to be fair, once it hits the fan, that's when we're gonna try and make it not hit the fan until the others get here. Is that right? Did I hear that correctly? We're supposed to wait for the.
Yeah, so because Raven's going to say what we basically need is we can charge towards your position. We can come north or south. It'll take us longer to get around to the south, but there are secluded glens either side, north or south. But a full-out sprint is going to be 5 minutes, and we're going to be seen unless you can open the gate and cause a distraction. Unless you can do something very quietly. I don't know if you've got any abilities to stop noise or do something like that.
This is Nordan we're talking about. He's distracting all the time.
I think his Sorcerer's bound to have some decent shit there. Even cantrips, you can make some of the cantrips do amazing little distraction-y things.
What we could also do is, because obviously we've got to get in, haven't we? That's step one's to get in. I mean, if we can try and lock the doors to the barracks, maybe the stable, the kitchen, just try and lock people in, which might buy us some time to get the gate open. I don't know.
So you're thinking we go incognito, get him, try and set the place up as best as we can so that we've got the best chance to stand our ground while the proverbial cavalry rides in.
Yeah, because I don't know. Well, we don't know how many men are going to be there, but if there's 200 men, we're not going to hold out for very long. So we need a way to try. We need to try and find a way to condense or stagger at least how we're going to get attacked. So we need to try and somehow control the environment. I mean, there might be some help in the prison, maybe, but other than that,
Raven will say that is it going to be worth camping this place out? Just spending a day, just seeing if you can figure out how many people are in there in the first place before you go in.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible option.
Give it a scout.
Yeah, we've got a little fella that's probably going to be good at that.
Do we have any capacity for invisibility?
I don't. I bet Nordan does.
No, I looked at Alter Self to see if I could maybe turn into a bird or something with it, but I can't.
I've got Mage Hand, but it's not as good as it gets, I think.
It's an invisible Mage Hand. It's yours as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Raven will say, what about trying the Y in the magic shop? So you might have some scrolls or something that we can buy.
That's a damn fine idea.
It's that, or Dave really lets me loose with Phantom Steed, and I create Pegasus. And
I think that's a little bit above Phantom Steed's pay grade. I'm not. I don't know the rules, but
you don't ask me, you don't get, do you?
It has the characteristics of a horse. Pegasus is a horse.
Horse.
So maybe
it's horse plus plus.
You could have wings, but they might not work.
It has wings.
Right, before everything starts to get fun, I'm going to go see if I could go and outline an orangutan. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, Mark game. Now then,
I had orangutan in the past.
You have. I'm gonna listen. I've had an idea about the Mark game. He does know, by the way, so I've asked him to do it when he remembers. So he is on board with this, and he's going to do it.
But the other thing, know about it.
He does, yeah. The other thing that I thought I'd do is involve anyone that might be watching. Okay. No one watches. No, well, I know Jason watches. Hello, Jason. But if you put in the comments for this episode, an adjective or a noun that Mark comes up with when he goes and does whatever he does in the other room, if you get it right, then one of the players will get a magic item, as well as the players getting it right. So, gentlemen, do you know what you're going for this week?
I can't remember if I've used it before, Dave, but I think I'm going to go with Ral.
Ral?
Ral?
Or Ral.
Oh, Corral.
Corral.
Yeah.
Like the shootout at the OK Corral.
Gotcha. I've just written coral. Oh, well. I'll stick an E on the end. Give it an accent. That's how you spell corral all of a sudden. Oh, quick.
I want to go squirrel.
Squirrel.
Chimpanzee.
Gotcha. Okay. Wyan would be a good tax up for you. You do remember she had potions and she did have scrolls. Like single-use scrolls might be handy.
Because we could always potentially levitate an invisible and sort of do a flying recce as well.
Yeah, that would be
cool. You can't move left to right with levitate though, can you?
No, but it's only a small place. You could, if you got right up to the wall with invisibility and just levitated up, you'd be able to see virtually everything, I reckon.
And the only other thing Raven will say, the only other thing to remember is that the gate controls do have these locks. So until you secure a key or find another way to get these locks off, you're not going to be able to turn the gate key, open the gates in the first place.
That's got a spell that opens locks.
It's not Harry Potter, mate. We don't have a Alohomora, I don't think.
There is a spell, though, isn't there?
No,
I commend the lock.
I was just going for the joke, mate. I wasn't. It was out there. I had to give it a go.
It landed, and it was appreciated. Knock Mark. It's one of the oldest spells in D&D, dude.
Yeah, I thought there was.
Yeah.
There is.
I just couldn't remember what it was called. So we're looking for a scroll of knock if Nordan doesn't know it, which I'm assuming he doesn't. Does he?
No, I don't.
Lucky
Wait 1
for
second.
Might be. I don't know what level spell it is, to be honest. Off the top of my
Second.
head. Is it second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, knock and arcane lock are both second.
Right, well, we're looking for scrolls of knock and invisibility and levitate.
So far, what I'm hearing is we should have, instead of having 2 fighters, a rogue and a sorcerer, we should have had one of those should have been an artificer and the other one should have been a druid from this current plan.
Yeah, you get you can change your armor to infiltration mode, can't you, as an artificer? You only need a long rest.
And a wild shape to fit through the keel.
That never happens. You never see anything where the druid turns into something really small and flies through a keyhole or goes under the door or something.
If only there was
Never
something
happens.
released about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Right, so Raven will say, right, I've got some other preparations to do myself. I'll leave you guys to it. We'll reconvene at the end of the day today. Any other ideas that you have, and I'll have a think as well. I can field a good 20 at a push, 30 soldiers to back us up. So hopefully that'll be enough. But we've got to do this. We've got to do all of our observation points, all of the scouting points, anything to the south is through Wheelwatch. And so far, all the Dragon Army have come from the north. We're totally exposed unless we get this back. But we'll reconvene later this evening.
Right. Well, we're going to keep the gates open. Would be another thing. Would we be able to sabotage the hinges or the locks? Maybe. Is there anything we can do for that? I don't know if there is. Is there?
If we can get the key for the locking mechanisms, we can open the gates and relock them potentially.
That's a good point. We'll have to either pickpocket or kill someone important, won't we?
Yeah.
How big is Raven's party?
30 she can field.
30. Not going to take long to get him in.
Once
No,
sorry,
sorry, go on though.
No, you were answering the question.
It's a 5-minute run from where they're going to be to the outpost, though. So we've got to hold for what? So there's rounds of 6 seconds. So there's 10 rounds in a minute. So we've got to hold for 50 rounds, basically. We've got to hold that gate open for if it turns to a 5. Is that math right, Dave?
Sure.
That Tom was Dave's. Tom, it's a fucking Sunday night. I am not doing maths.
Yeah, leave that to the scientist. Is that right, Mark?
Yep.
Cheers, Mark.
Sorry, I was reading a spell, so I just blatantly said yes. What was the question?
It was. The math was correct.
Yeah. But again, some of this is going to be stuff we're going to have to work out while we're there. So I don't think we're going to have. We're not going to have a 100% concrete plan. It's going to take us from start to finish. There's going to be some.
We're gonna need a good recce first before we do anything, and I think that's the key. We can go as prepared as we want. We can go with as many plans as we want, but until we see it and we recce it properly, that's when we can make up our plan and strategy. Shit the bed, I sound like I'm back in the army.
I thought you'd come in handy here, dude, to be honest with you.
Well, it all sounds pretty sensible stuff to me. Right. Are we...
There's
do we
no
need anything
PR.
before we go? Do we need
My last
anything?
bit of wisdom, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. There you go.
I've heard a few military sort of thing website people say that. Usually American Marine reacts to... I don't know if you watch any of those.
There's a British one.
Yeah, well, there's the Americans react mainly to like the Gurkhas and our Marines and go, wow, they're nails. We go, yeah, they are.
But it might be worth, as Mark was just saying, might be worth coming up with a list of stuff that we might need to try and have as much as
Plan B never hurts to have a plan B, does it?
Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. I'm done.
Indeed.
That's it.
Millie used to say that to me all the time.
I'm sure you used to. I'm sure you used to say it to me as piss poor preparation leads to piss poor performance. I'm sure that's what you used to say to me.
No, I use both variants.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm usually using that one if I'm admonishing someone for not preparing well.
Realistically, historically, is probably why you'd use that with me because I'm shit at planning.
Shall we hit the magic shop first?
Yeah, let's go see my mate.
Let me just tell you, because Miller always used to say that to me, and I always used to say, "You're working for the ambulance service now, bitch. Make shit up." he left. he plays Curse of Strahd with us, though. He's a good lad.
Yeah, he came to D&D with us as well, didn't he?
He went. Yeah.
This angle, right? I'm just getting the fan to blow right up my t-shirt, and it's just wonderful. It's just coming out the back of my neck. And it's like, oh.
Well, that's a shiver gone down my spine, Mark. Well done.
I could do a lot worse.
So
I choose not to for like company and all that. But
thanks, dude.
I've still got the spyglass from last time, which apparently I didn't return, despite it being worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Oops. See, I am a little bit good. We've jumped ahead because do you remember when we found out the scout was a traitor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I came up with an entire scene where A, I dealt with him, and B, leveled up.
JF, weren't it?
JF.
And then Dave's just gone, right, I'm going to take you 2 weeks forward. I'm like, Dave, I've spent a month coming up with this, and you've just thrown it in the bin.
Well,
now you know how he feels when you throw all his prep out the window.
Yep.
Got you back, Dave. Got you back.
Well, because I'm not. You haven't found him yet.
Okay, fair enough. I will leave. Oh yeah, but it won't work with the leveling up. Oh well, don't matter. The premise was the worst. It was I came up with the whole plan because I already picked my 3rd level spell, and I came up with the whole thing, and then I realised actually the way I came up with it in my head would have made sense to go with lightning bolt. Because he's gonna. So the idea was to intimidate him, like not beat him up, but like really scare him with magic, saying you're a traitor. Let him run, and then out of anger he would kill him, which would make sense for Emperor Palpatine style.
Okay,
he was going to be. He was going to throw a firebolt after him, but it was going to turn into a fireball.
Well, I'm still quite happy to incorporate that into the story, but you knock him off a cliff and he lands in a river, and you don't know what happens to him, type thing.
Yeah, and then he turns and he's like, oh shit, what have I done? He then like, oh, that was bad. Like, arrest me sort of thing, because he's a good guy, isn't he, at the end of the day? Then Nordan is.
Oh yeah. Right, gotcha.
Because obviously he's just blatantly tried to murder someone with a massive fucking fireball.
Right. Oh, sorry, Sam.
Then I was going to do a jokey like, because he's leveled up, but he didn't understand that he could cast fireball. He then has to do like a Rocky style montage of trying to make himself angry so he can do it again. But like, whereas Rocky's like lifting great weights, he's like lifting like an empty carriage, like.
Do you remember the South
kick me in the nuts?
Do you remember the South montage?
Trying to chase the chicken, getting angry with frustration. Oh, there you go. That's what I spent the last month doing.
Live to Win by Paul Stanley.
Live to win. Live. That's the Warcraft episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they get fatter and spottier.
Right. Well, let's try and move our story forwards. It means I've just ruined Sam's.
Right, magic shop first, then. I think. See what, because we need some manner of potion of
visibility, maybe not,
or something like that.
Okay.
We don't need anything for levitation, though. Tom's got that. Yeah.
Scroll of Knock would be really nice.
Okay, let's take you to the shop then. So you arrive at the shop. It's still relatively early. Wine's there, if you remember, the black robes with the sort of ravenish motif. And she looks up from the counter, and she initially she looks annoyed, and she'll look up, especially to Nordan, and she'll say, "I've not heard from the council yet. What do you want?"
Damn good kicking.
I want to make your day.
She raises an eyebrow.
Buy some stuff.
Dinner and wine later.
Roll persuasion.
Oh shit!
I'm going to give you a disadvantage.
Because of the finger pistols. Wow, I had a natural 2 and a natural 15.
Oh.
Seems not bad for rolling a 2.
She looks amused by this. She'll say, "Maybe another time. I'm a bit busy at the minute."
Okay, so business. We need to look. We've got a bit of a mission as boys to go out and get done. And we could use a little bit of magical assistance. It's a bit beyond my powers, as great as they are.
He's always needed a bit of help getting it up.
So I was hoping you might have a potion or scroll to help us with stealth, like an invisibility spell or something like that.
Yeah, possibly. Is this for one person or more of you?
We could do with more than one. I think it'll be 1 or 2 people ever. We can go in as dragon officers, can't we? So
yeah,
we need one for Nordan, possibly one for the little guy, just in case. So at least 2.
I don't know how much money we have.
We should have somewhere above 100 gold each. We got given 100 gold last time, but what I was about to ask is, do we have an expenses account, Dave? We are, business right off this.
You
tax deductible
with the militia, you would, but this because she's a free entity, and you. I recall. I don't know if I've discussed this with you. I know it is part of the campaign, but the wizards of the Tower of High Sorcery haven't committed to a side. They want to try and stay out of this. So as it stands, you're not going to get any assistance from the Wizards of High Sorcery unless it's an exchange of goods for services. She will say to you that she does have a pass without trace scroll that you could.
And we cast. That's nature magic, isn't it? Can any of us cast it?
It's available for. I think you can because Trickery Domain Cleric. It's Druid Ranger, Trickery Domain. So it is kind of a cleric-y type spell. I honestly don't know what the rules are in terms of scrolls, but she will. I'll be quite happy for you to cast it. To be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll definitely take one of them because that's amazing.
Cheers, Hammer.
Would we be able? So I think what I was getting at, Dave, is do we have an account? So I get that she's probably not going to give it to us.
Yeah.
But is the city of Calaman covering some of the expenses for these missions, I guess, or is it we can give you what we've got in stock, but if you need to go and buy something from someone that's not us, it's out of your pocket kind of thing?
That pretty much, I'm afraid. You do draw a salary. In fact, as wages, you would have earned some wages. So if you give me a second, I can try and...
Was it something like 2 gold a week or something like that? I've got a note of it somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't think to look before.
RPGs, D&D notes.
Do like tomato sausages.
It's reporting for duty. 5 gold. Initial 5 gold each week. So you've gone. So this is between you. It would be. So you had 5 gold initially, and you've got another 10 gold each.
Okay.
For 2 weeks worth of work. I mean, this
spend it all in one place.
You're not. Yeah, you've got some funds behind you. She will say, due to the circumstances, and she's This she will do rather cheap for you for 100 gold. Normally it would be twice as much for this scroll. She does have other things available. I mean, like a scroll of mage armor, she's got 3 available. They're 50 gold each. Potions of healing, 50 gold each. There is
That'll open a door for us.
there is a scroll of knock. That's 150 gold.
So on my character, I've got 140 gold pieces to myself.
Let me have a look.
We,
I'm trying
I
to
think
find
we each got. Did we each get 100 last time as a bonus, or was it 100
think-
for the party? And
I was going to
got-
say, because I've got 120.
I've got 120 as well.
Yeah.
So the thing for me is, I play 2 D&D campaigns with Andy, and whenever money comes up, Andy always goes, because he's looking at his inventory, going, "I've got quite a bit." Who wants to be a D&D millionaire? That guy.
All right,
So-
so
Where it comes from. So,
we can
We've got
definitely
all the stuff.
afford the scroll and knock then, because that's probably more
I've got
important.
305 gold.
Fucking hell.
So,
Okay.
in true to Leggit's character, on his eyes, top. Gold on.
You're in and out, Andy. Like you're flicking in and out for me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, sound wise, yeah.
Coming through now.
Yes, better.
That's better. Yeah.
Yeah, so staying true to Leggett's character, I'll be kind of rolling my eyes and I'll put the bag of gold table in front of you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
so we need to. What
Hang on.
best
Let me
thing?
calculate it. Let's work out what we've got as a group and then
Yeah.
go from there. So
240.
305, I've got 140, and you two have both got 120.
Yep.
Yeah.
So our total 685. I've got 5 silver as well. If you know, I've got some silver too. But
Yeah, but don't forget, we've earned another 15 on, another 10 on top.
that includes that I've just added to it for
Oh,
myself.
okay.
So
Right. So we just need to add everything up that we want and divide it. You know, take it off that and split the remainder if there is any.
with
Job's good.
and because Andy's got nearly twice what the rest of us have got, so we need to take that back out.
Yeah.
If we're
Take that
playing
into
fair.
account.
Hey, look, he's acquired it. It's his money. I'm not gonna sit here and rob him.
That's fine, I'll rob him instead.
But I think
That's such a Paladin thing to say, that was, Tom.
No, the morality of how he's acquired it is his business, not mine. I'm not the preachy type of Paladin.
And God does love the sinner. Hates the sin.
So the scroll of knock was what, 200 gold pieces, Dave?
150.
150.
And the other scroll was 100, so that's 250 if we want both of them.
The thing with Pass Without a Trace, though, it only increases your stealth
Yeah,
roll.
I
But it's
was
not
thinking
actually
that.
invisibility.
It
No.
gives you
So-
it does give you plus 10 to stealth, though, and it lasts for ages.
Yeah, and that would be good for me and Andy, but not for you two.
Yeah,
I
but
bet
we've
you'll be
got
disadvantaged.
we can pass as one of them.
And even then, if you're going to levitate Leggit up, like a plus 10 to stealth, if you're in somebody's eye line, isn't going to help you.
We're still going to need an invisibility potion or something, I reckon.
So
Have
the
she
scroll,
got anything?
the
Has she got
Pass
a
Without,
scroll or...
yeah.
For invisibility, I do have one spell scroll of invisibility. That's 200 gold.
Well, I think we should get it. It's up to you lot.
Can I ask you, Dave, what's the rules on copying scrolls into spell books for the wizards?
They're sorcerers.
I'm a sorcerer.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, single use.
Yeah. Okay.
But for the recce, though, we
I
only
say
need
we tool up with what we can.
Say again, Andy. Sorry, mate.
I say we tool up with what we can. And then
money's not.
I'm
money's
not
actually
worried. I
really
can,
for us.
yeah, I can recuperate it somehow. After that.
So far, to buy all 3 of those scrolls is 450 gold pieces. That's most of our budget gone at that point anyway.
shall we leave it there then? Well,
I would say I don't think. Well, I say pass without the thing to pass without a trace. It could be situationally handy. So if shit goes south, it might be handy to have. But
if you think we can get something better and cheaper, then we can. I don't mind. I certainly don't mind.
Dave, did we not find a magic item in our last game?
You did, but you can't find it.
What?
What? Hey? Well?
Wherever you placed it, it seems to have gone missing.
Oh.
Okay.
Leggit. I turn me back for 2 minutes.
I've acquired a magical item. What use it will be here, I'm not sure.
You don't know what it is yet. You need to find out what it is first.
Okay, I will. To the group, I do have the drift globe.
The drift globe.
Yeah, a small sphere of thick glass weighs within 60 feet. It cause it to emanate a daylight spell. Once used, daylight effect can't be used again. I believe I can use another action to move outside of that.
Is Andy still in and out for anybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah, I know. I did get most of it, but
okay. So yeah, it's just yeah. Okay, so it's a daylight spell.
Yeah, it's like a floating ball type thing, as well.
Getting kicked in the groin. Most things are.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. The thing that strikes me immediately as being worse than a kick in the groin is more kicks in the groin.
Well, okay. I think the ones we want will be the knock spell to break the lock, and the invisibility.
Yeah.
How long does invisibility last?
It's a concentration spell.
If it's from a scroll, though,
does it make it? I don't know if it makes any difference.
Well, yeah, but one can cast. Because we're not going to have invisibility and knock at the same time, are we?
Yeah,
so...
knock's a normal, just an instant though, isn't it? Or is that concentration? I don't know.
It's instantaneous. It just opens. Invisibility's concentration 1 hour.
So an hour, though, that's good.
So potential. So what we could do is, so the way I'm looking at it, obviously we need to do the recce first anyway. Yep. But if you guys go dressed, I go with Alter Self, and then I carry the knock spell. We can have Andy invisible because it lasts an hour, and he can concentrate on himself being invisible for an hour. And obviously we're going to do the recce, but I'm thinking that might be the strategy we could go with. Because I can knock the lock, he can open the doors.
And you're very charismatic, so we can see if we can blag the key out of something as well, if possible.
But that way we've got our options, and haven't we? We've got the ability to make someone invisible if we need it. We've got the ability to open the lock, and anything else we can probably conjure up between the rest of us. Right, I don't see the point of having all three.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
I think we come back for the pass without a trace later because I think it's got utility, but I don't think we need it at this point in time.
Yeah.
Ruben. Right, I might go and unravel the ostrich just very quickly.
I was going with ginger animals. Ostrich isn't ginger.
Don't think of themes,
how
mate.
Did you find out?
Well, I said, "Are you aware of it?" And he said, "Oh, I did wonder what you were on about." He sort of he did watch one back. It was on the background apparently, and I mentioned I must have mentioned the Mark game, or someone mentioned the Mark game, and he was like, "What was that?" Yeah, he thought it was hilarious, and now he's
At least
well
it's
on
in the
board.
funny side of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he wouldn't. Oh yeah. No, because I said, yeah. I mean, you don't mind. I mean, and he says, no, why? So, yeah. Right. So, how much were you spending? That sounds like invisibility was 200 and knock 150, so 350.
Yeah, 350.
Okay. She will throw you in a free scroll of mage armor and another potion of healing as well.
Oh, nice.
Who wants to take them?
But I feel like, do the fighter boys want it, or should one of his backliners have it?
The scroll of mage armor is no good to me because it doesn't, or for Mark for that matter, because our armor's better than what mage armor would give us anyway.
Have you got mage armor, Andy?
I'm just looking, right.
And he's got armor.
Oh yeah.
Got armor, but no mage armor. Does it add anything to it?
Mage armor, and it's because your starting AC is 10. Mage armor basically makes you start in AC 13 if you're not wearing armor. So it would increase Sam's AC by 3 for 8 hours.
Okay.
And it's not concentration either.
I don't have.
But what's your AC? What's your AC? What's your does it not work if you're wearing armor?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, so I'm the only one that can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Unless we get caught without our armor in some kind of situation. But if we're caught without our armor, likely has been captured and we're not going to have the scroll anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it then. It saves me a spell slot at some point.
Yeah, wicked.
And then as far as the potion of healing goes for me, I've got a free use of healing word every day anyway.
So
Yeah.
have we decided
And I've got
Sorry. Go on.
and I've got what's it called?
Lay on hands. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Well,
So I don't.
Shall I take the healing potion? Because worst case, if one of you goes down, I can shove it down your throat, and then you can heal yourself.
We have got other healing potions as well.
I'll just tell you what I've got spell wise as well. I've got Cure Wounds, which is touch range. That's the problem, and it's an action. I've got Healing Word, which is bonus action D4 plus 2, and that's a 60-foot range. And I've got I've just prepared it before.
Prayer of Healing.
It's Prayer of Healing.
Yeah.
But that's an out of combat thing. But that does us all, which is quite nice.
Yeah. So if you want, I'll take the healing potion because then, well, I've had some big hits before and not be able to heal. Plus, I can always shove it down someone's throat if they need it.
Yeah, I think you should take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already got a potion of healing anyway.
I thought we got some. But they were free, so we've got a free scroll of mage armor, Mark, and a potion of healing.
Yeah, happy days. I mean, that's the two people who can't heal have got the potions. That's how that should be. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So, how much gold have we got left?
335.
So
possibly more than that.
Is it just a standard
so maybe
one there, Dave?
Yeah.
I'll just take 50. No, I won't. I'll just take 35. So 35 gold.
Are there any common items that we think we might need as well? So before we divvy up the gold again, perhaps it might be worth.
Maybe. I was thinking, I don't know if you think this is superfluous, but I was thinking in case of emergency, maybe some iron spikes and a hammer to try and either jam the door or break the hinges or something like that. But I don't know if you think that would be,
I've got a hammer and pittons.
Yeah,
well, that's obviously that covers it.
And a crowbar.
Yeah, that covers everything.
Got
the tools.
Rope. I'm guessing we've all got rope.
Yeah, I've got rope.
I
think we're ready. So divide the rest. I've took 35 of the remaining gold. Divvy the rest up between however you see fit. So what was that? 300 after.
Hang on, divide by 5. So if me, Sam, if Cal, Arthas, and Nordan take 73, and then Leggit can have 146 back, which is
that makes absolutely perfect sense.
If you're happy
for
enough
the man with the calculator.
Yep.
Happy with that, Sam?
73. So I've got 73 left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Quick man.
Remove.
Okay, so the only as you discussing, you go back to rendezvous with Raven again. The only thing that she would add to your plan is if, I mean, really, you need to maintain the structure of the building. Ideally, not destroying the lock, because then when you take it over, it's not going to be easy to.
Yeah, it's better than being captured or not being able to get in, though.
Yeah.
So it's like last resort, and he's got the gear anyway.
Yeah, but she's on board with the plan. As far as she's aware, she's ready to go. She's good to go now.
Right? Is everyone ready?
But what I'm hearing is, like the opening of Serenity, is no grenades.
I'm sure there's grenades in Star Wars, in the box and stuff you get. I'm pretty sure there's some grenades in there. You can have so much fun with grenades in an abandoned mine.
So, you arrange to set out first light next day, or in fact, whatever. It's going to take you a day to get there. Provisioned up. 30 lads behind you as you're marching with Raven. As you approach Wheelwatch Outpost, nothing happens on the way there. You ford the river. In the distance, a squat stone fortress rises from one of the last patches of green before the rocky scrubland of Estwild. Its tall wooden gates are flanked by crenellated battlements and solid watchtowers. Torchlight shine through the fort's windows. Every so often, armoured figures make their way along the walls. So you managed to find... You were approaching from the south, did you say?
Yeah,
We're going to wheel round, weren't we?
Circle round and come from the opposite direction, so we're less suspicious.
So due to your approach, it does take you a little bit longer to get to where you're going, but you do find a secluded little grove, and you set up watch. You have your spyglass, I believe, still. So most of the forces, most of the Calaman forces will be a couple of miles behind that, just to make sure no one sees. Raven says that while you're having a recce, it makes sense that just the four of you and she stay on watch, and she'll call the forces forward on high alert when you guys go in. So what I'm going to need from you is, and I'm quite happy for one person with the highest investigation to make the check.
Mine's plus none. So it's probably not me.
-1.
Plus
So it's not me
3.
either.
Plus 5.
There you go.
We have our answer.
Come on, Andy. No pressure.
It's normal roll, Dave.
We're all going to die if you fail, by the way.
So
Oh, there it is.
So you deduced. I mean, you spend certainly perhaps overnight having a good watch. You have a kip in between. You take it in turns. I do like those dice as well, Andy. Platinum summoning dice. They're ace. You deduce that there are possibly 20 dragon army soldiers inside.
We've got this. What do we bring 30 men for?
I'm pretty sure we could kill 20 men on our own, to be honest. But
I like how Dave's looking at us like, no, you can't.
hey, Kev, the Capac might be there.
Yeah.
Look at his
That
face.
look of, come at me, bitch. See what happens.
All I'll
Just on
say
a
is
side
that.
note.
Yeah, go on, Andy.
No, so it's not to do with the campaign. How do you see each other's dices? I can't see any of yours.
If you go to where it says camp at the top, where you've got your character picture and name, you go to the right, it says campaign Dragonlance. There's a little game log next to it. Click open that, and it will show you the dice roll.
If you click on the little white box, it expands and it shows you what dice people are using.
Video. Fine, carry on.
Yeah, they are wicked.
They do look nice.
He's got a new game.
I've only got 2 sets. The one you get to begin with, and the one that we all got for free.
The Themberchild ones.
Yeah, they're wicked.
Oh, I've got the Baldur's Gate set on at the minute. I want to see what happens when I roll a nat 20.
Oh, Mark, there was a free set, but I sent it by text message that you never read.
Oh.
I must remember to email it to you. Okay, so go time. Where are we? 9 o'clock. So we've got about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of game time left.
Right, then, so
we're gonna grab another drink, but I can still hear you all with the headset, so I'll still be talking.
Cool. So, you're going to use the invisibility scroll now, I believe.
Well, so can we see anything else? Like, is there a higher ground that we can look down in? This is what I'm sort of trying to think now. Is we need to look in so we can see the ground. It's not just about numbers.
Yeah, sorry, I basically read the thing out without explaining the rest to you. So this is a very heavily fortified, purpose-built building in an opportune place. Yep. Visibility is all around. You cannot approach this place unseen unless it's from a magical source. As far as you could tell with your investigation of 17, you don't see sort of robed figures that would indicate any kind of magical defense necessarily. But throughout the night, you see torches, you see lanterns flashing and looking around. It's open ground, stone walls, wood and iron-bound doors. Nothing that would conceal.
So basically, it's a defensible position that anyone in their right mind would look at and go, "Fuck no."
you
want us to attack that?
Yeah, you deduce that if you were to charge in with you 4 lads, Raven, and the 30 fellas, you wouldn't. Yeah. Not a good idea.
So effectively, all we need to do is we can already open the door with knock. We could just pit on under the thing so it can't shut, but we can pull it out again if we don't die, so we've not damaged anything, the door. And then all we have to do is hold them off for 5 minutes, which is a lot of rounds, actually. I just thought how many rounds that is.
Yeah, we did discuss this earlier, Mark.
Yeah.
So I see 2 strats. We either subterfuge in, and like Tom says, lock doors, try and lock people in buildings so we're dealing with minimal amount of numbers. Or I've just looked at my inventory and we have the item we can summon a rock and we can jump on its back, drop in like paratroopers and Leroy Jenkins this shit.
That sounds so appealing.
But I know.
Okay, so if you want to do it that way, which to be fair, I'm happy to,
it's such a waste of a magical item, though.
So
I reckon it'd probably be better to. Yeah,
the subterfuge is the better plan. For example, we could use that to get the fuck out if things go tits up.
Things aren't going to get tits up, mate. Come on.
Mate, if we go in and say try and get to see the commander. Say we've got something to tell them, and then see how many there's in the room with him. We can maybe kick off in there, get rid of them, and then try and take them. Is that what you were saying, Tom? Basically, try and take them in small groups.
Locking the doors and the court that have access to the courtyard. So locking them in the barracks, the prison, wherever they're holed up. Lock them in there. Open the doors, so we can get our troops in and then clear the building. That's my understanding, anyway.
How are we gonna lock the doors? We'll need the key. Well, we're not.
Pittons, magic.
Pittons, hammer.
As far as opening the gates go, if you can lock it closed, from what's being imagined, so it's like a thing that goes over the cog, isn't it? That you can then turn. We should be able to open it, put the lock back on, and lock it
open. Yeah.
If we can get the key.
Yeah.
So maybe going to find. Sorry. Go on.
Can I not go in prior, and because I've got my thieves tools, can I lockpick locks closed, lock them up?
Yeah, I think you can.
Well, theoretically, you'd be able to do that invisible while we were creating a distraction on top.
That's what I'm thinking, mate. Yeah.
So we go in looking like we're whatever we are.
Yeah, ideally, you want to keep those whoever are in there already, keep them there. But if you create a distraction, is that not going to draw them?
If we ride in.
Yeah. No, we've already said how we're going to lock the doors. But
All
are they going to ask us what we're doing if we just start pitting in the doors closed?
Well, we were just saying we could have Andy invisible locking the doors with his thieves' tools.
That's what I'd misheard. That makes perfect sense now.
Here's a plan then. Why don't we ride in with Leggit invisible, with Nordan as a prisoner, saying we've captured one of the Calaman 4. We're bringing him in for questioning. Because we can wear the armor without hindrance.
Yeah, I know.
It saves us putting armor on you, and it saves you having to use the spell. You have to roll yourself. Then Leggit goes in, starts kind of A, recce and B, kind of lock up where he can and, cause hindrances. We go in and demand to see the commander, whoever. When we get close, we kill the commander to try and get the key, and all hell breaks loose. And then we've got and Leggit's job then is to get the thing open and open the gate if possible.
So subterfuge, Leroy Jenkins, love it.
That's the best deal.
And then
it's controlled.
If it all goes tits up, at least we've got chicken.
But by the end of this campaign, we are going to be paratroopers at some point. I've decided. That's it. I'm sold.
Haven't we done that once didn't we do that?
Yeah.
Catapult?
Yeah.
Oops, ignore me.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? I'll come up with a new plan.
if it works, it works.
Yeah.
And it worked last time.
It broke, don't fix.
It worked really well last time.
Right then. I think we're ready to rock and roll then.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm so excited now.
Okay. So you're still approaching from the south?
Yeah. Because it'd be funny. Yeah, it was
because they can sell me as a probing scout, can't they?
Yeah.
And in fact, we're gonna say that we killed the rest in combat. We're able to take Nordan alive. So we need to uncover your shield as a trophy, and we're gonna uncover my greatsword as a trophy as well. And I'll have my longsword at my side.
Yeah, that's
and basically claim that we've killed the rest, but we've got Nordan.
And we've got evidence to prove it.
Yeah.
I hope you're good at deceit, guys.
Prove our lie. Wicked, I like that.
I'm gonna try and argue for a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you got Nordan? Have you got minor illusion?
No.
Have you got it, Andy?
Yes, I do.
Because we could cast it. It's a concentration. Oh, it's concentration. You'd be concentrating on yourself. So you could make Nordan look a bit battered. Give him a black eye for.
We could make him look battered without an illusion.
Just rough him up a bit, yeah.
And today was the day that the party turned on itself.
Ruffle your hair up a bit, and just without actually doing him any
damage. Dave hasn't said a word. He's just watching the chaos unfold.
Right then, we're going up and knocking on the door, Dave.
Okay, so you should have the external of Wheelwatch Outpost. So I think I've given you all of the outside. You so just to be sure, in disguise, Arthas and Kelevendros.
Yep.
Leggit invisible.
Yep.
And Nordan looking bedraggled as himself, captive.
Yeah, looking tied up, but he isn't. That's the sneaky bit.
Sure. So as you approach, even before you get to where you are here, let's say you're about 50 feet away. In fact, what kind of day do you want to do this? What time of day? First thing in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
So strike first thing in the morning.
Sure.
Is that
So
not suspicious?
Say that again, Tom.
Is it not suspicious? Should it not be made?
Oh, attack with
No?
the rising sun.
Okay.
so first thing in the morning, the visibility is pretty good. It was a misty morning to start off with, but it's clear by the time you get up to the fortress. So we're good, let's say 100 feet out. There's the standard halt who goes there from this tower.
I'll let Kel do the talking. He's Mr. Charisma.
My name is Davos Redsword. We've captured an enemy spy, one of the Calaman force, trying to sneak round the south of this outpost, and we brought him in for questioning. And he's going to throw the two-handed sword and Arthas' shield down and say, "We killed the rest of them too."
Nice.
Captured?
So
You call what you did,
How you gonna-
capturing.
Backhand, but not as hard as it looks.
that has to deserve an advantage, Dave.
it certainly does. Well, you've got your armor on as well.
And I will give him a little very quiet prayer to Paladin to say, to make him more convincing.
Okay.
I.e. guidance.
Deception with advantage then.
Deception with advantage.
And then add a D4 to your one you keep.
D4.
Okay. And then a D4. So 19.
19. So straight away the response is right, brilliant, right away. And then you hear as you get closer, you're sort of walking forwards all the time. You hear someone say, "Fetch Vance, meet them at the front gate." After perhaps 2 minutes, 3 minutes maximum, you hear a click and a clank from this direction. And eventually the doors start to... What should we have them do? We'll have them, like a portcullis, rise up. Yeah? Okay. So let's give you the view inside. So if you want to reset your token slightly. So in the courtyard, there's the... just going to mix this up slightly and start moving some of the lads around. In the courtyard, there's 3 Dragon Army soldiers in the same armour that you guys have worn. And then walking out from this building here is it's slightly more ornate armour. Fella with sort of a greasy-looking ponytail sticking out the back of his helmet with a Ming the Merciless type thing going on around his face. So we might as well paint him as that, haven't we? And he looks annoyed, and he's sort of marching across and saying, "What is this? What is this interruption? I've got important documents to." And he looks over towards you guys, and he spots Nordan, and he stops. Say, "What is this? Who is this?"
We've got one of the Calaman 4 here, their bloody spellcaster, and he's going to shove Nordan forwards a little bit. We killed the others. Took the rest of our lads out, though. There were 10 of us. It was a hell of a fight.
Well,
One of. I am
And he's going
Nordan.
to punch
Nordan.
Quiet prisoner.
well done. The spellcaster, you say, you bound his arms.
Yes.
Of course.
All right, okay. Being as he had a 19 deception, I'm going to roll with that. So we'll say, "Oh, wow. Well done. Right, place him. Follow me. Bring him towards the cells." And he starts marching back towards this building.
Is he going on his own, or is any of his other lads?
He's going on his own. This fella here, in fact, let me just change it slightly. This fella was there opening the gate. He is going to close the doors after you've gone in. So we know that Arthas, Kelevendros, and Nordan are in. Where is Leggit going to be?
Leggit's going to file in behind
Okay.
and just kind of stick to the walls.
Sure. I need a stealth roll from Leggit with advantage.
Come on, Andy.
Ooh, 15.
Okay, let me just double check. I think as far as you are aware, no one's paying any attention. All of you would be aware of the fact you know what Leggit is about. No one is distracted from their purpose. Vance, as this fella seems to be called, is walking towards this building, and he looks like he's expecting you lads to follow. This fella is going to shut the gate. He's going to grind the wheel. Portcullis, well, it's not a portcullis, it's big doors, but they do rise. They lower down, and he snap, click, and he takes, locks the room back up. He then heads this direction, up there, and through this door. That's where the key has gone. Okay?
Wow, shit.
But that's
Unless you wanted to do anything else.
Well, no, we'll leave Leggit. The plan was for Leggit to lock things in and potentially get the key if he could. Well, no, we thought he would
Leggit,
get the key.
I've just thought, can Leggit do pickpocket with his mage hand? With his
Mark.
invisible mage
I
hand?
was just about to say. I was just about to say, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Can I use
Sorry, I just get excited.
Mage Hand while he's walking away, please?
I believe so. I don't think it breaks your concentration, so I'm quite happy for you to. He is a moving target, so it is going to be with disadvantage with your mage hand to try and pick his pocket.
I'm rolling. Right hand. Is that right, Dave?
Nothing's come up.
Oh,
No, I think he's asking if it's like a hand he needs to roll. Is that right?
If it's what, sorry? Sleight of hand.
Sleight
Yes,
of
yeah.
hand.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Yeah.
With this.
Disadvantage, dude. Yeah, it's moving target.
can everyone see the cat sprawled out?
23 with disadvantage.
Is that what was that? 23 with disadvantage?
That's right, Mark. That's right. Right, sir.
The fella wanders off as you guys notice it, but no one else seems to notice this key all of a sudden starts floating towards.
Sam was frozen like this.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
It was that good that you've disconnected Colville from the internet. The key is in your possession. You can position yourself wherever you want. Andy.
Right, so I suppose if it's free action, go by the doors just with my thieves tool. This key's just for the gate, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
Or it's not like a skeleton key that does all.
No, it's one key, and it's for the lock for the mechanism. Yeah.
If it's wonky, it won't work, will it?
Ah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you call a
Yeah.
rabbit with a bent knob? Fuck's funny. Sorry, I'll be quiet now.
While the guys are moving off to the cells, I'm not really going to waste any time. I want to go around doors apart from the cells to use my thieves tool to lock them up. Eventually break the locks. So with anybody inside with a key, they can't lock.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do then is I'm going to ask you because to have a good check, to have a good listen to each room, perception check should normally take 5 minutes or so. So what I'm going to ask, I'm going to do you another disadvantage roll, Andy. I'm going to ask you to give me a perception disadvantage roll because you're trying to do this quite quickly.
well, you got to show it like a little chicken.
19.
Yeah.
So, as you're having a recce round, if we're going this way, with the fire on the outside and what seems to be wafting, you get a smell from this room. There seems to be something cooking in this room. There's no lock on that door. You would guess that's the kind of that's the kitchen. Okay. As you go up, and both of these doors here, you have a quick recce round. So I'm assuming that the guys are going to try and buy you some time by giving you all this information. So when we get to the other bit, we're going to have to drag out the roleplay bit, maybe. These doors enter the tower on the first floor, as I've said to you before. Beneath, it's just solid stone. Over the other way, this door where they've gone into is you'd probably have a recce round when the doors open anyway. So what I'll do is open that for you now, and that appears to be some kind of jail cell. There's a desk which is where Vance goes to sit. Here, you're not entirely sure what it's for. There's no sounds of movement.
Would I not recognise it from the floor plan?
Yeah. So that's storage. This is stables. There's no noise coming from either of these doors. Whatever is happening, it's either quiet or no one's moving. This door, the stables, it sounds like there's something large inside.
Just a guess.
What's that, mate? First bit didn't get.
A horse. Just a guess.
I'm just going to top my drink. I shall not.
So Sam's issues his router, so he's working with it.
Oh, okay, righto. Right, let me change the thing to 4.
That's why I was on my phone. I was messaging to see,
Okay.
a quick line.
Well, we'll finish it with you then, Andy. We'll carry on with Leggit. Where did you want to go? I'm gonna. You can have a good. Let's say you. I'll allow you to go through a door in the time frame that you've got at the minute.
Okay. So wasn't quite sure what was in storage.
Sorry about
Stables, I can hear something large moving inside.
Yeah.
These doors, I can't see actually, Dave, but I've got 2 doors up here, yeah?
Yeah, you've got... That's where fella went that you've just pickpocketed.
Yeah. I guess I'll work around in a sort of counterclockwise fashion on the way upstairs if I can lock these doors here.
Sure. You can take yourself up there just to reveal what's happening if you wish. Okay. This, I'm going to read this out to you then, Andy. It's a... if you want to take yourself all the way up to the north, mate, it's a U-shaped hall lined with narrow windows running around this fortification. Along the wall, bearing racks of weapons and a horn hanging from a leather strap, doors lead into an interior room. So there's your interior room. The other thing, I didn't actually say this to you, which I should have done, is, or did I? Raven would tell you that each of these corner places, they have a horn to alert of... I didn't tell you that. I should have told you that because you might have changed your plan slightly. I do apologise. They have that's their early warning system. If a horn blasts, then they all go on high alert. There's a horn in this room. You see the fella that you've followed and a Bars Draconian stood looking out of the windows in that direction. the fellow that you pickpocketed, he'd gone into this room and he's now come out and he's doing one of these. He's doing.
Dave, can you push me for a refresh, please?
Sure.
Your mama.
And we're going to position Leggit. In fact, what I'm going to do, mate, I'm going to take your token just round the corner. There is a second Bars Draconian here, again looking out the window. As you have a good recce of the room, door here. As you make your way back, this lad is coming out of the door trying to check himself. It looks like he's clearly forgotten something. He's checking himself out and he's sort of cursing to himself. Give me another perception check with disadvantage. 18 is good enough that you hear conversation from this room. This room is full of soldiers. You would guess by the sounds that this is possibly the barracks.
Okay. Is there any way, would I know from the floor plan, is there any way out of the barracks apart from this door here? Is there any exit here?
Yep. If you could get through this door, that is a battlement that is just 10 feet to jump down onto the deck. So this bit here, this south wall and that little bit on the east is open.
I've got some doors to address here.
Yeah.
Are the horns manned at all times? So can I get close to them?
The horn is right next to this Bars Draconian, but they appear to be looking out.
Okay. Can I sabotage the horn? I either open a hole in it to make it not toot.
Unscrew the. Sorry, I'm not there.
Unscrew the horn.
You're the mouthpiece. Sorry, I'm not.
The mouthpiece decombobulator makes a horn toot. I want to fuck with the horn, so it doesn't toot.
Right. If you roll poorly now, the Bars Draconian's going to turn around to see you trying to shag a horn, just so you know.
Okay.
Oh, God.
At least, right.
So roll. No, you're fine. So you're going to unscrew the tutor. That's fine by me. If you roll a sleight of hand, and I'm going to give you another disadvantage, dude, because you're trying to do all this on the fly as quick as you can. So normal roll 26. 17 is enough for you to unscrew the tutor.
I don't think we need to ask who MVP is in this one.
Because we need to sort of try and think of this as real time as well. So this guy's patting himself down. He's clearly lost something. He starts moving back towards, and he's looking on the floor as he goes. You're now over here. You've got the tutor. The Bars Draconians haven't noticed you. This guy is clearly going to retrace his steps to see if he can find the key that he's dropped. At this point, what we'll do then, now that Sam's back, is we're going to revert to the other three guys. Now, what I said, Sam, while you were away, is you need to play for time now a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys go into the jail cell. So I'm going to take.
So to start with that, then he'll resist.
Yeah, me and Kel have got hold of him.
Yeah.
We'll pretend
Obviously,
to rough him up a bit.
These pair will outstrength me, so I'm assuming once he starts to resist, they'll sort of pretend that I'm a bit stronger than I actually am, because I'm not very strong.
Yeah. No,
get his hands! Get his hands! Don't let him cast!
Well, yeah, I guess actually he's more dexterous, isn't he? So he'd be like, what? Trying to slip away and, really making a show of it.
You little shifty bugger.
So you make it into the room, all three of you together, with Nordan tied up. Vance, he shuts the door behind you, and he sort of turns and comes right up to Nordan, right up to your face. And he spits in your face.
Is Vance the only one of other person?
Is he the only one in the room?
As you've entered the room, you can see 2 other people in jail cells. So these are the jail cells here. You can see what looks like a dressed in the armor of a Calaman trooper, Calaman army, and a female Kender. They were what I'm going to say, just to make it a little bit easier for me right now, is they were both asleep, and as Vance shuts the door, they start to stir, but as yet they haven't moved. The only other thing, let me give you the description of the actual room, which is 6. Oh, there isn't one for this, which makes it even easier. So you've got a desk. This has the chairs pushed back, and there's just as you glance across, there's a half-finished note on here. This is clearly Vance's study, his desk. Barrels in the corner, mostly empty, some containing, let's say, one's full of apples. You know, the top's just off. Yeah, so Vance has gone right up to Nordan's face with the door closed. So it's you 3 guys, Vance, and the 2 other prisoners. What do you want to do?
I would like
He's just spat at me. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You would like to what? Tom?
cast sleep.
Okay. Blatantly?
So if he's gone up to Nordan, I'm going to kind of step in behind him so he can't necessarily see what I'm doing.
Okay.
But it'll be other than that. I'm hoping I can get him down before he cries out for help.
Gotcha.
I was going to say I'm going to do exactly that. I'll just try and take him out from behind. So I'll be attacking him at the same
I'll
time.
distract him then. So he spits at me, and Nordan will do this with his face and wipe it off and go, Vance. And he'll lean in as well. I'm a sorcerer, Vance, and that's a name I'll never forget. And he gets and bites onto his nose.
Okay.
So sleep is 5d8, and I've got to basically roll over his hit points to get him to go down.
You have, yeah. So we've got a few things happening at the same time. I just need to read to see if he would know if you've attempted to go on. Roll your dice.
I've clicked cast, but it hasn't. I don't think it's rolled it. No, it hasn't.
Should be the button next to cast. Just puts the slot on, so you might need to click the 5d8 next to it.
I see it didn't come up with the thing. I'm gonna have to roll 5d8 manually, but that's fine. We know how to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll. Not a great roll. $17 hit points worth.
17.
I rolled 3 1s, an 8 and a 6.
That ain't gonna work.
I don't
That's
think
not
it is
gonna be
either.
enough.
Okay. So bear with.
Well, I'm going for whole person afterwards.
Oh, okay. So, what you see as there's an interaction between Vance and Nordan. Kelevendros, you cast your spell. Vance doesn't even blink an eyelid, and it's only when you're looking in the direction. So let's place you around. Let's put Kelevendros. You've sort of gone behind him. You hear a yawn from the Kender that's in the room, and the Kender falls asleep.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Right,
It's just a
straight for the whole
yawn.
person.
Okay. I believe sleep is unconscious condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can wake him up easy enough.
Okay. What's your DC with hold person mark?
13.
13. What am I rolling?
Oh, sorry, wisdom.
Wisdom. Rolls exactly 13.
Oh.
Sorry, dude.
Right, now we're in the shit. Oh, does he know we've tried to do that?
No. So if I'm quite happy for you to be in a position, he's about to be bitten on the nose. So you two have had your go.
Yeah.
What I'd like you to do, Sam, is are you breaking free of your bond?
No.
Okay.
So he's sticking with the. I'm pretending to be bonded for now because obviously he's not 100% sure on the strategy. He's just trying to keep focus on him. Let the boys do what they need to do.
Unarmed attack with disadvantage. There's a lot of disadvantages tonight, but so far
I know, yeah.
it hasn't made a difference.
Is it strength?
It's you should have unarmed attack
yeah.
as part of your, but it would be, yeah, I believe.
I don't think I'm going to get much worse than that. No, I'm not.
No.
8.
So 8. He just ducks back slightly. He's going to just take a swipe, just a backhanded. It's not to damage you necessarily, but I'm just going to have well, maybe it is. Just in response. He actually rolls poorly. He only rolls a 9 to hit you back. So, just for the sake of argument, we'll say he does connect. You're allegedly bound, so you're in front of him, but it doesn't do any damage. So you can act the part if you wish.
Yeah.
He hasn't because your back's to him. But now what he's going to do is he's going to back off so we can see you all. Just so we can say to Kel and Arthas, stick him in with the Kender.
Will do. Have we got? Is the keys around?
You can have a perception check or an investigation. You choose.
I'll just ask him. I'll just say, "Well, give us the keys." Then he's just asked us to put him in.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon, Mark. I thought you were after the keys for the. In which case. He opens a drawer of the desk, and there's a set of keys, one of which is sturdy enough to look like the keys for the door. And he throws all of them to you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
Cal. No, not Cal. Who am I talking about? Nordan, with his hands bound, are going to look at him and go, blind. You are now blind, Vance. And he's going to cast blindness and deafness.
Okay, is that another save?
It is. It's a Constitution save of 16.
Dave always makes saving throws.
A natural 20.
Oh, Dave!
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Let's roll.
Wow.
Let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. We need to do this quiet.
Yeah.
Will we get a surprise round, Dave? Because he's not expecting us to attack him.
We might have already had that realistically.
Yeah, but
Well, no, because but you got to remember his perception is at the minute I'm the bad guy.
It's true.
Roll your initiative, Mark. Let's see what happens.
Let's have a look. I'm trying to find me. There I am. It'll be 3. Yeah, it's 3.
Okay, let's run through this then. So,
Or best mark that off the character sheet.
he because of your deception, I'm quite happy for Arthas and for Kel to have a round first. Because Nordan, yeah. So, yeah, go on then. So we'll do it in order. Kelevendros, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Okay. Wisdom save, what's your DC?
14.
Exactly 14. I am not lying to you. I'm not lying to you.
I'll cast Whole Person, Dave.
Okay.
I wonder what will happen.
Rolled exactly 13, Mark. Sometimes I do wish I could publish these to you. Because this could go badly now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's all my second level spells gone.
That takes us to round of initiative now, so he's seen what you two guys have done and he's seen what Nordan's done, and he's pulled out his... Leave it. He's got... with his shield, splint mail shield, slightly more ornate armour than you've seen with the other lads. He's got this sort of vicious lance-looking thing. It's but basically the equivalent of a two-handed sword that he's holding in one hand.
Okay.
Right, Kel.
So I'm going to try and grapple him. So I'm going to try and grab the shield to a side and just get in there and try and get my hand around his mouth.
Grapple it is.
So
he's going to roll athletics.
I'm also going to roll athletics.
17.
Come on, Tom.
+7. Whoa!
You've got him.
So yeah, basically just one arm round his waist, he can't attack me. The other hand's just clamped to his mouth.
Okay. Okay. So that changes things slightly. Well done, Tom. He's spluttering as you're holding him, and he's saying, "What is this? What is it? How dare you?" And he's sort of foaming, frothing.
I'm just gonna grin back in his face.
Okay. He's trying to struggle. So it's now his turn. So he is going to try and break the grapple.
Okay.
Which would be part of his action. So that's going to be athletics again.
Okay.
He rolls a 7, dude.
Come on, Tom.
24. So he's now trying to call out as well. But you have him with 27 and 24 in such a hold that you're able to occlude his airway slightly, so he's not able to make much noise. He's going to make his second attempt to free himself.
Okay.
He rolls a natural 1.
All right. 22.
Okay, so you've got him. He can't make a sound and he can't escape. Nordan.
Where are the keys?
Arthas has got them.
I've got them.
Okay.
I never locked the door. I've never locked you in the door anyway. I mean,
Yeah. So
did we?
Arthas is going to shout to
Not
your
shout.
man. No, he's going to say to your man in the soldier, "Get out of there. We'll chuck him in. Grab his weapons, but don't do anything else. Wait. We'll come up with a plan."
He's going to shout though, isn't he?
Come up with a plan.
Okay, so the Calaman soldier, he's on it. He straight away says, "Wow, yeah, no, I'm on it. Who are you guys?" Yeah. So he jumps out. The Kender's still asleep, fast asleep. What else do you want to do?
I want to fashion a bit using the rope that I'm tied up with and a bit of wood. Shove it in his mouth and then tie it so he can't. So you go, huh? You know what I mean?
So gagging him, yeah.
Yeah, or gag him, whatever you want to.
Yeah,
gag him with the rope or anything, something like that.
Yeah, tied and gagged, I think, is the.
This is going very Hollywood. If only there was a bottle of chloroform in the.
Then we're going to get a chair.
Perception check. Perception check for a bottle of chloroform.
It just so happens that. It just so happens that Sam has a gimbal.
Hey, what Nordan gets up onto a Sunday morning is his business.
He's worked hard all week. Let him have his day.
So with the rolls and the manpower that you have, I'm quite happy for you to bind and gag this lad and basically take him out of the equation for now. So I'm going to give him the restrained condition, and he's considered grappled. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. He can't move and he can't talk.
I'm going to rifle his pockets, Dave.
I would spend time just beating the fuck out of him till he's unconscious, to be honest. Absolutely battering.
Okay.
Wow.
Sure.
We're supposed to be the good guys.
Yeah, but he's
evil, mate.
Okay, so as you what, Mark? Sorry.
There ain't no cure for being a cunt.
There's no cure for it. So on the desk, there's it's Commander Vance's daily report written at the top. Next to it, there's a orders from Dragon High Lord Cansaldi Fire Eyes, which simply say, "Do not lose this outpost." There, in a drawer, there's some thieves' tools. There's a pouch with 200 gold pieces.
I think we'll be taking those.
Yep.
Who were the orders from again? Sorry, High Lord.
Cansaldi Fire Eye.
Just take everything because it's written down, then, isn't it? The name we can hand
It's
it over.
Dr. Landstrom from.
I wanted it from just making sure it was the same, but I wanted it from notes. That was all.
It's not very often I ask you to do this, Mark, but can you do your impression again, please?
Twinkle, twinkle, little eye. Now it's time for you to die.
Thanks, Mark. It's so freaky. So while you're sort of doing all this, a couple of other things are going to happen. So the guard that releases himself, he will take the shield. He'll take he'll manage to find a, just to make it easy for myself. What does a Kelevendros soldier? There's a long sword.
I'll give him a long sword. Yeah, I'll give him
Wicked.
one I've got. So I'm going to go back to my Twander anyway.
Okay, and he'll introduce himself as Lanel. The name's Brint. Call me Brint. Lanel Brint. And the Kender starts to wake up as well. It's a minute sleep spell. I've just checked.
Can we strip the armor off? Jeff tied up and put it on.
He's completely unconscious, but it's going to take a while to do.
I've got a better plan than that.
What's that?
So I think Nordan should disguise himself as Vance.
Oh, could do.
That would probably be better call because then,
Yeah.
we maybe we took that guy in the corner, make him look like the guard prisoner. We leave the Calaman soldier and the Kender in here for now until they hear a ruckus. Then we've got backup, and then we go out and we start getting this gate open and doing what we need to do.
Oh, yeah, I'll let the Kender out, Dave. By the way.
Okay. So the Kender, female Kender, cute as a button, little lass, looks like a little elf, little elf child. She will introduce herself as Elgo Duck Ditcher, and she's just sort of piping, high pitched voice that I'd ruin me vocal cords if I tried to do. And she'll sort of say, "Well, you're the weirdest gods I've ever met in my life." And she sort of holds her hand out. Well, this is most unfortunate. I see you've rescued Flannel as well. He's my cousin. And this Kender is just constant talk. Amongst the things that she discusses is the fact that she's a well-known traveller of these parts, and she walked up to the building and said, "Can I just have a look round?" And they decided to bring her inside, and all she was trying to do was avoid some ducks. And then she met Flannel, and did you know he's my cousin? I'm sure he is. I'm sure I knew him before. This must be a magic spell that's turned him into... Yeah, it's Flannel, my cousin. And she's just constant talking. To the point...
I remain 5 feet away from her at all times because I know what Kender are like.
make a perception check, Mark.
Oh, she was trying, bastard. Right, here we go.
She's awake, mate. She's a Kender. She's awake.
Where the feck's me fecking feck gone? Here we are. Persuasion. Why is it not near? There it is. Oh no, she's still
7. Right, hold up. Maybe not.
You noticed I haven't rolled over 5 today.
Have you not? Well, in fairness, I've just rolled another natural 1. So what's going to happen now is you feel her because your passive perception is higher than that, Mark. So because you said you're looking for it, I thought I'd give you a chance to get higher than your passive. But your passive is going to cover the fact, and you sort of catch her hand as she's trying to take your money purse out, and she'll say, and that's yours. And these ducks, you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I said, move the hell away. Go over there.
Yeah. So you
Why
step
don't
away.
you go? Why don't you go and see what that unconscious officer's got in his body? You know, we could really use to know what's in his pockets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she starts to wander over to Vance. It's not going to keep her for long. And Lanel at this point, he's sort of, I've had to put up with this for 3 fucking days.
Unfortunately, mate, we're going to need you to put up with it a little bit longer.
Right, Mr. Johnson, you've been very patient. Let's go back to you. So, you are unaware of everything that's just happened in the other room. You've just what would the bit of the pipe of the horn be called? I don't want to keep calling it a tutor.
Mouthpiece.
Thank you.
Mouthpiece.
You've got the mouthpiece in your pocket. It's yeah. What are you going to do now? Your next series of events.
Okay. So yeah, I'm completely unaware of what's going on in the just to Dave, the exit here. They get out. If I locked this door, they're able to still escape through here.
From the
10-foot drop.
Yeah, from what you can remember of the plans, this is an enclosed building. It's only from this. In fact, you know what? Let me open it up because you did have a good study of the plans. So I'll open up the sort of landing type thing, if you get me. So you could. Oh, he went to do something with the national anthem, but no one had that. So this room is sealed. There's some arrow slits here.
Okay. So going back to where I was originally, and the Dragon Army soldiers moved out now.
Yeah. So he's going to continue. He's looking.
When this is your concurrent, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's making slow progress because he's looking. All of these racks, by the way, it's weaponry, things on the wall. He's looking underneath these to see if he can find the missing key. So he's not making a great deal of progress. You've been all the way around, all the way back while he's sort of checking. So I'm going to keep him here as you make your way back here.
Yeah. So I'll attack this door first and to reverse lockpick it.
Sure.
Lock it and break the lock would be enroll Dave, or is that?
Yeah, because you haven't got the key for that. You've only got the key for here, so it's going to be another sleight of hand.
Yeah.
I'll give you a normal roll now, because it's just sabotage really that you're after. 21 is good enough to lock the thing and destroy the lock basically. So they're going to have to break through.
Yeah. And then he's going to work his way around the door.
Okay, same roll then. Yep.
I like to think he's putting chewing gum into the locks, just like chewing gum and then shoving it in.
Oh, 26. Funny roll tonight.
Okay, both doors, to the best of your knowledge, securely locked. They do look like well-oiled, well-maintained wooden doors, but if someone on the inside had the right tools and a will about them, it'd take them a few minutes. They could get through, but it'd take them a few minutes. Okay. So that's okay. Let's think about timescale then. So, go on.
Just before I am returned, can I use Dissonant Whispers to add to what I've done, or one of them at least? Saying the barracks are locked up. Like there's a lot of soldiers inside. Can't speak for where the others are, but
okay. Did you say dissonant?
Tell them what I've seen.
Did you say dissonant whispers? Because that's yeah. You have got a telepathy thing, haven't you, with you, Aberrant?
No. Dissonant
You've got something. You've got a telekinetic.
Aberrant mind?
Something to do with your aberrant mind thing, wasn't it? Been features, maybe?
Oh, sorry, it's not just that one. I see.
Sorcerer. Aberrant mind.
Point your finger towards a creature within range. But I take it, yeah, message I've got, but I take it I've got to be in line of sight of them. Actually,
If message is line of sight, then yeah, you can't see the lads at the minute.
Do you have the telepathic speech aberrant mind feature you're thinking about?
That's
Andy?
great old one thing for Warlock, I think.
It's no, because aberrant mind is the sorcerer equivalent of a warlock.
but it does say you can cast this spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target, so it is beyond the barrier. So I know they're in the cells.
Yeah. If that's what it says, does it? Would that break? It wouldn't break invisibility, would it?
It doesn't say anything.
You don't need to use the spell. You've got telepathic speech.
But he'd have had to have made bond with us beforehand. It's only 30 feet. It's telepathic speech.
Oh, okay.
No.
Whereas the messages and
But from my understanding of concentration is you can only not cast another concentration spell.
Yeah, but invisibility specifically says the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So if it was the aberrant mind feature, that's not a spell. But if you were to cast message, that's a spell.
all right, forget it then.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You can still sort of finish your turn, and are you ending it here, or did you want to?
I'm going to, because I'm sort of finished in the courtyard. What maybe I'll do the card.
I'm really struggling to hear you, mate. Sorry.
Sorry, I think it's because I'm near my fan. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just break up as you're talking, mate. So we get like 2-3 word chunks.
I said I was going to make my way through this door here.
Yeah.
And ready myself near the gate.
Okay.
Mechanism.
So this door's closed. Are you going to open the door?
Yeah, I suppose I'm going to have to roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Both.
Let's yeah.
I feel like in a minute our luck's going to run out and it's just going to be go time.
What exactly is go time?
Roll, because
sex you all to death.
Right. No, I'm gonna. Right. Okay. I'm gonna sex you all to death.
Yeah. Any of you survive this? Tell my mum or dad. Literally any other way.
That is Crod Mandoon, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
I loved that. I wish they'd made a second series.
It was good. Okay, no, you make it through the door, and you can jump down or stay up there. It's up to you.
I'll jump down.
Okay.
Myself near the,
Okay. So it's 10 o'clock now, gentlemen. Are we all right to continue a little bit?
We've got half an hour, haven't we?
A little bit. Okay. So back to you guys. You've got Lanel with you now, then.
So, if I might suggest a plan, if you can disguise or alter self to look like Vance, we come out with you, leave Lanel in here for now, and you issue an order to open the gate because we've got reinforcements on the way.
Okay.
At that point, well, we don't know this, but we're hoping then that Leggit will hear it and will be able to get the key back somewhere where it's feasible that it would have been.
Just say it very loud and he's going to hear it because he's not going to be that far away.
Well, we don't know that, do we, is a thing. So kind of top of your voice
yeah.
kind of thing. That's my current plan. That's what I'm thinking. We might be able to avoid a fight completely.
Yeah.
If we can get everyone inside, they might just surrender.
So, well, should we refer to the? Should we say they are Calaman deserters?
Yeah. Or they're in disguise in order to attempt to infiltrate Calaman, but they need to come through.
Okay. Yeah.
They need to resupply here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want me to cast Alter Self then?
Yeah, well, old self or I don't if old self will cover it.
Yes, it should do.
I'd also like to
Self.
inspect this guy's weapon because it sounds interesting. But we'll leave that for later.
Yeah, I
So
did say today I was going to go through his pockets as soon as we tied him up.
Yeah, so it's in terms of one-handed, one target, vicious lance. It's 1d10 plus 3. In fact, no, it's plus 3, so it's 1d10 damage. It's not any good to you. No.
I was just curious as to what it was. That was all.
Yeah. It's kind of a sort of specific weapon to him. To be honest, it's one of those weird weapons that they've added to spice things up a little bit. Yeah, it would be worth some money,
like
but
the chicken scythe and the cabbage cannon.
Cabbage cannon.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I can change my appearance, my sound of my voice, etc. with Alter Self.
Yeah,
one's ideal.
So maybe then we dress you up as. But no, you can't cast and wear heavy armor. So
It's
I change my appearance.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'd just basically mirror image him.
Yep.
So it looks
spell,
like you're wearing his armor when you can actually still cast. Superb.
Well, in fact, I could cast Mage Armor and actually make it look like his. So I'll do that. So I've got Mage Armor on.
Take his weapon as well, just to carry. I mean, obviously you're not going to use it, but it'll aid the illusion if it's unique to him.
So I'll cast Mage Armor, so I've got that on, and it looks like his, and alter myself to visibly look like him as well.
Done.
And sound like him. And then step out and give said order.
And I'm going to say to Brent now, stay in, stay quiet, and keep your head down. If you hear sounds of fighting, that's your time to come out.
Okay. So as you now step out, so let's take you out of the room, position yourself where you're giving the orders and whatnot. So the three lads still milling about. Let's just randomise them a little bit. They were just in the courtyard dicking about. This fella appears at the top of the stairs, and the order is given. Let me just take the vision block off that bit. The order is given by Nordan to open the gate as this fella. You all sort of look up, and as you're looking around, he starts to look sheepish. Let's have a deception roll from Nordan. With all of your preparation, you can have this with advantage.
Thank you very much.
Can I give him a little D4, Dave? Little quick, quiet prayer.
You may. I think that was just in time.
So I'll be next.
Oh,
no, that's Nordan. Where am I? Oh,
that's a 23, Dave.
Okay. That's a 23. 6. Let me just roll a bunch of dice. Insight is an wisdom ability?
Yes.
Yeah. 23, right, yeah. No, so what's going to happen is these three guys are like confused, looking at each other. And you sort of, you've forced the issue. Nordan, goes into overdrive, whatever you say. And they're like, yes, sir, yes, sir. This fella at the top, looking properly sheepish now, he's going to try his luck. He's going to shout over back to Nordan. Sir, do you have your keys, sir?
Yes. And he's going to look at Arthas, and he says, "You've got the keys. Open the gate."
I've got the other keys.
No, you've got those keys. There was a big chain of keys that you've got, so you've got a door key as well.
Have I got a door key? Oh, superb! Right, I'll go and open the door at Nordan's command.
Okay.
Picking up on this,
not Nordan.
Picking up on this.
Yeah, but I won't call it Nordan because that would give it away.
Kelevendros is going to look up at the soldier and goes, "Where's your key, soldier? Get down here now."
Okay, so he's 1 second. I'll just go and fetch my key.
No.
And he turns to go back into this room.
You were told to get down here now.
Okay, let's have an intimidation roll. You can, as you're stood next to the superior officer, you can have advantage as well. So, Leggit, you can see all this happening. 14.
Did that
Let's
roll
see.
with advantage?
No, it didn't actually. That's a normal roll. So just one more normal roll, Tom. He's not. Okay, he's not feeling particularly naughty anyway, so he sort of starts to make his way down. Very quickly then, Leggit, what you've seen this happening now. Did you want to do anything in particular?
Oh, so who's got the keys?
So what you've seen is you've seen 3 people appear. 2 of your mates. You've seen Kel and Arthas. You've seen this other figure that looks like the Dragon Army officer giving orders that Kel and Arthas seem to be carrying out. Arthas is now with the key moving towards this gate.
Before the gate.
What was the signal again? We did arrange a signal. Tell me we did.
Caw.
No, we weren't that organised, unfortunately.
It's all right. You can have a signal.
I suppose his job's a little bit redundant now. If the key's already in possession to open it.
It won't hurt to have a spare that no one knows about.
I mean, I've got a spare that nobody knows about, and we know the Ravens' forces are positioned to the south.
5 minutes away.
Yeah.
I guess it's just going to hold ground at the minute. It's not really. If everything's going smoothly, nobody's suspicious of it. It's just going to sort of hold ground. It doesn't need to do anything.
Okay, right. So let's put Arthas here next to. You manage to get Arthas. You get to the lock. Insert the key. Release the lock. So, like I say, it's like a bicycle lock type thing, or the things you used to get for a steering wheel on your car when you know. So one of those efforts, it swings down. It's on a bracket that swings down, and you start turning it as the gate goes up. Leggit, Leggit, you're holding position. Kel and Nordan, where are you going to position yourselves?
I will follow Nordan as his subordinate, because that's the act we're going with, isn't it? So
yeah,
I think I'll move towards the gate.
Yeah.
To sort of, sorry, I'll probably be walking towards sort of here.
Okay. So if we move you towards the centre, as this guy rather sheepishly starts moving towards you. Sorry, Andy, go on.
I've had a bit of a change of heart. Can I make my way to either or turret? Because we've got 4 of the warning horns, haven't we? Disarm 1.
Yeah.
Got 3 others.
So as.
Sorry. Can you hear me all right?
Yep. It's a bit Norman Collier, mate.
Yeah, sorry. Turn these off because I thought these were the problem. For it to take out the mouthpiece. No?
We've got
we
the
can hear
last
you
bit,
now.
we've got the first bit.
I think it was transitioning. No.
What do you use as a mic, mate? Because whatever you use as a mic, it is rubbish.
I think it's something to do with your noise compression settings on Discord.
You think?
Yeah, I think it might be something to do with the noise gate. It's cutting in when his voice is quieter, but when he starts to get into what he's speaking, it's starting to come through.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if it's noise gate settings in Discord.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think.
Oh, it's gone. It's all right, mate. Let's get through it. What are you trying to do?
I think he was going to move to one of the turrets and lock that as well.
I think it might be in the horn mouthpiece.
Yeah, I think he was
the
after.
mouthpiece, sorry, yeah.
They're not even mini cheddars; they're full-size cheddars.
How about now?
Yeah.
Got that? Yeah.
Still better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still loud?
That was broken a bit.
Okay. So I wanted to make my way around each turret to disarm, take the mouthpiece out of each horn. So we
Gotcha.
can't call reinforcements.
Okay. In the sort of time frame that we're operating, you can. Yeah, the only one that you could go up the ramp here and across the walkway, but you wouldn't get far, so you'd only sort of make it to there-ish. Let me get rid of the vision blocking for upstairs, so you can see down. We know that is 10 feet up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're heading towards this door, right? So we're coming to 10 now. So Arthas stood right at the gate, so you'd have to be stood on it. The gates are open. You move. What's the Team America signal?
No, the signal I would have arranged was say, I'm going to answer the command as loudly as possible. So he says, "No, says open the gate," and so gate open, sir, as loud as possible.
Okay. So you can
fuck you.
You can see in the distance the Calaman lads starting to charge, and they're starting to break into a run coming towards you. When from this door, from the stables, stables opens, and from inside, similarly dressed to Vance, another fellow opens the door and has a look around. And he takes in the scene, and he turns to Nordan / Vance, and he's going to say, "What's going on?"
I've received word that there is a troop of our men in disguise as Calaman soldiers on approach to the outpost.
From where? Where did you get the message?
From the chaps that brought in a prisoner. One of those rascals that have been causing trouble behind the lines.
Deception roll.
Oh, shit. Do you know what's worse about that roll? Is whenever you roll with those dice, they make a little tiny dink. It's like dink, there's a 7.
Your mama.
Okay, right. Let me just try and figure this out. I'm going to wrap it up, Andy. I won't be long. He's going to say, he looks confused by this, and he's going to say, "That seems all rather bizarre, Doric."
Is he looking at me while he says that?
Yep.
I thought the same, but my orders were in writing.
So he says, "So be it." He turns back into this room and he'll say, "Kill him." That's where we'll finish the session.
Damn.
I knew I should have gone with who the fuck is Doric.
Right, so I will end it. I will finish it exactly there, and we'll probably be rolling for initiative. Start the next game.